Friday is the all-important day. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, this coming Friday is an important one for a couple different reasons. We're going to be getting a very important announcement, and Congress must act. I have all those details for you, and that's exactly what I want to focus on right here in the video, so let's get into it and discuss why Friday is such an important one. Let's get right into it. However, really quickly before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as I am your one and only daily advocate, and I am very much dedicated to you and this community to continue doing all the research, breaking it all down into these short videos, which I deliver a couple times throughout the day so you can stay updated with what is actually going on and with all these new announcements that continue to hit the wire, especially out of the administration, the president, lawmakers, Congress, and anything that they continue to introduce, like these new bills, packages, proposals, amendments, reform to these very important programs, and anything in regards to money, benefits, programs, and of course, checks or anything else that may be popping up right now. Ultimately, I want to lay it all out for you and let you know how this is going to impact you or what you can grab with what's being announced right now. There's a lot that's going on, and realistically, it's only going to get even more busy over the coming days, weeks, and months as we rapidly approach the midterm elections. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and I'll continue to be here for you right by your side every single day, as that is my commitment to you and this community, and of course, I'm sticking to it. So again, thanks so much. Subscribe down below, and let's jump into it and discuss why this coming Friday is a big one, and we're going to be getting some important announcements as well as what Congress must act on. Otherwise, it may be too late. So let's get into the details on this. All right, so number one, let's quickly talk about Congress and what they must do by this Friday if they want to get some pretty big pieces of legislation done. Now, again, I want to make it very clear that this is not technically the line in the sand where they must get things done, but if they do not get this done by Friday, it's going to make it pretty tight a little bit later as we approach the end of the fiscal year very, very rapidly here. So let's get into these details. So over the last few days here, and realistically over the last month and a half, or maybe even 2 months now, we've been talking about this bill that Congress has been working on, the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. In fact, I've been talking about it a little bit more recently because we've been getting more details on it, and they're trying to push this thing through and get it done relatively quickly. In fact, they want to get it done by Friday. They want to get this entire package passed and through Congress by the end of the day on Friday. Now, why is this such an important timeline? Well, after Friday, they're getting out of town. So that's why it is so incredibly important. Now, the fact of the matter is, are they really going to get it done by Friday? Well, we'll have to see about that, but that is the ultimate goal out of the Senate, is to get this thing done. Now, again, I've mentioned this before in other videos, but let me throw this down really quickly here. The House of Representatives is pretty much a rubber stamp, so if this thing can get through the Senate, it's pretty much a done deal the rest of the way. So we got to continue to focus on the Senate if they're actually going to get this bill done. Now remember, this is the package that is $433 billion, and it's suspected to bring in $739 billion of revenue. However, as I just mentioned in a video earlier, actually it was yesterday that I posted that video. Actually, you know what? I apologize. I think it was 2 days ago that I made the video. But in that video, I talked about how this inflation that's going on right now and this bill that is supposed to be the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022, according to a new study, has actually indicated that this bill is actually going to increase inflation for the next 2 years out until 2024, and then it'll slowly reduce inflation very, very slowly. So it's kind of counterproductive because we're trying to slow down this inflation right now, right? Even though the name of the bill is Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. But anyway, the fact of the matter is the Senate and Chuck Schumer and the Democrats want to get this bill done by the end of the day Friday, no later than that. Now again, maybe they'll actually push it out a little bit and stick around and actually try to get this bill done a little bit later than that. But realistically, let's be real with ourselves for just a second here. It's unlikely. So unless they can get something cooking this week and get this bill actually done, it may be put on the sidelines for at least a few weeks. Now, the end of the fiscal year is the end of September, September 30th. This is their last opportunity to use reconciliation if they just so want to do so. They can still get a bill done if they want to, but then it would actually need bipartisan support at that point. And what's the likelihood of that? Probably not very good, right? So we'll continue watching this one very closely. This is the package that they're currently working on. This is the one that's been the whole rah-rah lately in the headlines. We've been talking about it. But can they get it done? Yeah, that's a wild card at this point, right? So again, as I do get more details on this, and as they continue to work their way through it this week, and as we do get more details on this, of course, I'll continue to bring you those updates and let you know what's actually going on this. And as far as what they're going to add into the bill, what they're going to subtract from the bill, how is it going to change, what are going to be some of the amendments, all kinds of different things within this bill. Of course, I'll be here for you, breaking that down for you and letting you know what's in there for us and how is it actually going to be beneficial for millions and millions of people. So anyway, I'll keep you posted on that. Next, let's quickly talk about the announcement coming in on Friday, which, by the way, Friday is not only the important day of this week. In fact, this week is going to be a very important one just all throughout. There's going to be a lot of announcements out of Congress. And again, like I said earlier, as we continue to approach the midterm elections, it's going to just continue to get more intense almost on a weekly basis from everything going on and the announcements, because remember, as we approach very key election timeframes like what we're going to be seeing here in just a couple months from right now, in early November, as we approach very key in election timeframes like this, we see all kinds of announcements coming out of lawmakers. And again, this is not me taking sides in any way, shape, or form. It's going to be coming out of all parties. Everybody's going to be coming out right now, basically making commitments, making promises to the American people, basically running their mouth on all kinds of different things that they want to do for us, right? So we'll have to continue watching that closely because we've seen some pretty big announcements come out prior to elections previously. So it's going to be interesting to see what can they come up with this time and what kind of promises can they pull out of their sleeve for us, and ultimately, can they follow through is the big question that we all want to know, right? Anybody can say anything, but can they follow through with their promise, right? That is ultimately the most important part about what they're actually talking about. So anyway, I'll continue to watch that closely and, of course, keep you posted. But anyway, let's quickly talk about this announcement. Friday morning, we're going to be getting the non-farm payroll number. This is going to be an important announcement as this announcement comes out the first Friday of each and every month, and it just so happens to be this coming Friday, August 5th. Is the day. That's the day we're going to be getting the big announcement for the employment numbers for the month of July. We'll see here. Now that we've officially fallen into a recession, a technical recession, as of a couple of days ago because of the new GDP number that was just released for the second quarter of 2022, we are officially technically in a recession in the United States as of right now. Now again, totally depends on who you ask, which reports you look at, but again, the technical definition is we're in a recession right now. That is the technical definition. We have fallen into it as of the second quarter of 2022. But it's going to be interesting because we've been seeing a lot of talk here over the last few days out of large corporations that are talking about laying off hundreds or even thousands of people, some of these large corporations right now, because things are contracting. That's just the fact of the matter. The economy is contracting, and as a result of that, we're going to start to see more people losing their jobs. Unfortunately, I'm not saying that that's a good thing. That's not a good thing at all, right? But again, as a result of that, people losing their jobs, and again, these big corporations cutting hundreds or even thousands of positions. As a result of that, we're going to see this reflected in the unemployment rate and how many jobs were created and or lost in the month of July. Now again, some of you in this community might think, why do we really care about this report? Here's why we care. A lot of what's going on right now and the indications behind this recession, as well as any type of relief or stimulus or checks or anything like this, a lot of this is indicated by the jobs numbers. I know that a lot of us can look at the current situation right now and think, well, we're struggling right now. Prices are very high because of inflation. What about all this? Doesn't this matter? It does, but you know what? The metric that carries the most weight right now is actually the jobs reports. Jobs reports and the unemployment rate. If the unemployment rate ticks up pretty aggressively over the next couple months here, that's going to be a little bit of a red flag waving around that they'll need to continue watching, because that is going to be the indicators that will actually indicate, are they going to do something for the people? Are they going to step in and intervene? Are they going to do something? Because as of right now, that's kind of the main key factor that they're looking at. Doesn't really matter about the inflation. If the jobs report comes in and they start to see the unemployment rate ticking up kind of aggressively, it doesn't really matter how high inflation is. They won't care. They will step in and intervene. That's what they will do, regardless of what inflation is doing. So that's why you got to watch this stuff very closely. But anyway, that announcement will be coming out on Friday morning. So of course, I will keep you posted as I do get those details. This is the report that's released every Friday, the first Friday of every month. And of course, I'll bring that to you because we're coming up on it, Friday, August 5th. Now, one more note here that I want to throw out for you. Thursday morning, we will be getting the initial jobless claims number. Now, what is this number and why do we care once again? This is the weekly numbers on how many people applied for unemployment benefits last week. New claims for unemployment benefits last week alone. Again, over the last few weeks here, it's been ticking higher. In fact, just a couple weeks ago, we marked an 8-month high in the initial jobless claim number. That number is released every Thursday morning. And again, the day before the official jobless claims number comes out, we'll get to see the initial jobless claim number as well, and to see, did it tick up higher again? And are we seeing new 8-month highs? Which, by the way, the last time that we got the 8-month highs were just a couple weeks ago. Those were going all the way back to November of last year. Again, very important, right? I apologize. I think I said 8-week highs. I meant to say 8-month highs. I'm not sure if I said that. But anyway, I meant to say 8-month highs is what it came down to. So anyway, we'll have to continue watching all these reports very closely. And again, it's probably going to be Drama City this week in Congress as they continue to negotiate out the details of the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022, whether they bring it to the floor and they start negotiating on this thing, or they start up on the Vote-a-Rama. Remember all these things? Yeah, there's going to be a whole different thing. But remember, the Vote-a-Rama is basically just an endless time frame of them voting on hundreds or possibly even thousands of different amendments within this the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. So this whole long process, we'll have to see. There's probably going to be a lot of drama thrown down. But anyway, I'll continue to keep you posted as I do get more details, as this is going to be a very, very busy week. Anyway, hope you're having a nice day so far. I hope this video helps you out. So again, please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out some of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, have a good one. Thanks so much for your continued support. I really do appreciate it. I truly just want to do whatever I can to help you out. I know this is a very confusing time right now. Things are changing very rapidly, and we continue to get all these big announcements that can continue to come out. But like I said, it's my dedication to bring all this information to you and to help you in any way that I can. So go back and check out some of those other videos. If you land on the right ones that were released just recently here, you can grab yourself a bunch of free stuff. So go back and check out those videos. See if you can find the ones I'm talking about. Make sure to leave comments on those videos. And yeah, watch for me to leave you a message because I'll be choosing more people here and getting some more cool stuff out to all of you here in the community. All right, thanks again. Enjoy your day. Subscribe down below, share the video, and go back and check out those other videos here on the channel. Until next time, have a good one, and I'll catch you